I review KNAVE RPG today on Dungeoncraft. Welcome to Dungeoncraft. I'm Professor DM.
And I'm Deathbringer. Level up your game by subscribing and help this nerd get to 100,000 subs before he dies of old age.
KNAVE is a rules kit created by Ben Milton of Questing Beast for running old-school fantasy RPGs without classes. Every player character is a knave, a tomb-raiding, adventure-seeking ne'er-do-well who wields a spellbook just as easily as a blade. This is an ideal system for players who like to switch up their character's focus from time to time and don't like being pigeonholed. Abilities are king. You use the 6 traditional D&D scores. You roll high with a 20-sided die, and the bonuses and scores have been cleaned up, rationalized, and made consistent with how other systems like armor work. Optional player-facing rolls. If you don't know what that is, player-facing means instead of the game master rolling to hit you roll to dodge the blows of the monsters. Anyone is free to share and adapt this material for any purpose, including commerciality, as long as you give attribution. And when you purchase KNAVE, it comes with a Word version that you can monkey around with. It also includes designer commentary where Ben explains why he made the choices he made. So let's take a look at character creation. Characters have the 6 D&D ability scores: Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma. Each ability has 2 related values, a defense and a bonus. When you create a PC, you roll 3d6 for each of the abilities in order. The lowest of the 3 dice on each roll is that ability's bonus. So if you roll a 2, 2, and a 6 for strength, the lowest die is a 2, so your player character's strength is a bonus of +2. You also have ability defense, which is 10 plus your bonus, and that's used for opposed saves. The bonus and defense of 3 ability scores will rise by +1 every time a character gains a level to a maximum of either 20 or +10, and this puts everything on an intuitive 10-point scale, and it's intended to mirror the way attack bonuses, hit dice, and saving throws in most OSR games increase by about 1 point per level. Armor class is replaced with armor defense, and it was done to make it clearer how dexterity relates to protecting yourself. You roll d8 to determine your character's hit points. There are no constitution bonuses for hit points in KNAVE, but Con gives you a healing bonus, so characters with a high constitution heal faster. Then you roll your character's background using these cool charts, and I'm going to do it live so you can time me. I'm not going to use a split screen, so you're not going to see my dice rolling, so you're just going to have to trust me, but here we go. Physique is going to be 18, which is towering, and his face will look blunt. 2 and 3, so he's got a birthmark on his skin, and his hair is bristly. He wears eccentric clothing and is gregarious. 14 and 2, his vice is reckless and his speech is booming. I already like this guy, a non-stop talker with a booming voice. His backgrounds and misfortunes, I get a 13 and 8, so he is a mercenary who has been discredited. Alignment, neutrality. Armor, our friend begins with brigandine armor, so that's pretty cool. He has no helmet, no shield. Ooh, natural 20, 5 torches and a tent, a bear trap, and a sponge. Now I have a complete character in under 60 seconds, and these charts can produce thousands of unique combinations. In KNAVE, your character is defined largely by what they carry, not by classes or feats. Does your character have lockpicks? He's a thief. Does she have armor and a shield? She's a fighter. In the omission of non-human races, the inclusion of vices and misfortunes convey the grimy, low-fantasy tone of this world without saying it explicitly or relying on artwork. Item costs. I love how this is all on one page, like everything you could possibly imagine, from loaded dice to a chicken. Playing the game, you have the 6 traditional ability scores, and they work like D&D with 2 notable exceptions. Intelligence gives you a bonus to resist magic, and Wisdom is used for ranged attacks. So Intelligence gets buffed and Dexterity debuffed, and there are no dump stats. And there are no skills because your ability scores are your skills. If you want to be good at tracking, navigating, and searching for secret doors, you just raise your wisdom when you level up. Item slots. You can carry items equal to your constitution. That's a very clean and intuitive way to handle encumbrance. Saving throws. You have to roll a 15 to make a saving throw, and you add your appropriate ability score bonus. Simple. Combat. At the start of each combat round, determine initiative by rolling a d6 on a 1 to 3. The enemies go. On a 4 to 6, the player characters act first, and you re-roll initiative each round. Now, why would you do that? Well, that makes for a much more unpredictable combat, because you could lose initiative one round and win it the next, enabling you to take 2 attacks back to back and possibly turn the tide of combat. That's one of the things that's very different from 5e and old school games. If you reach 0 hit points in KNAVE, you are unconscious. At -1 hit points, your character is dead. KNAVE uses advantage and disadvantage like 5e. A natural 20 does extra damage, and morale is done with a 2d6 like in OSR games. Advancement. When you gain 1,000 experience points, you gain a level. When you gain a level, you roll d8s equal to your level for hit points. If the result is higher than your current maximum hit points, you gain d8 hit points. If the result is lower than your current maximum, your hit points increase by 1. You also add +1 to 3 ability scores when you level up. Magic. Any old school RPG spells will work well with KNAVE, and he gives you 100 level-less spells that can scale up when the caster becomes more powerful. Spells are written in spellbooks, and a spellbook takes up an item slot, so you can only carry a limited number of spells. This allows all characters to cast spells, but keeps characters from getting too powerful. Conclusions. KNAVE is a brilliant hack, the textbook on how to hack D&D. The brilliance of KNAVE is it combines the best ideas of 5e, like advantage and disadvantage, with the best ideas from old school games, like 2d6 morale. The classless system is easy to explain to new players, and it doesn't pigeonhole you with arbitrary class limitations. Anyone can hide in shadows or climb a wall. Instead of separating ability score bonuses and proficiency bonuses, KNAVE combines the two into the ability scores. If you want to be a crackshot archer like Legolas, you just raise your wisdom. If you want to be suave and charming, raise your charisma. Best of all, you can use any old school module like the Lost City or the Tomb of Horrors without any modifications, giving you access to over 40 years of great material. KNAVE brilliantly streamlines old school D&D into a lean, mean 7-page package that eliminates all need for charts and flipping. It's intuitive, fast, and accessible to novices. KNAVE comes with a character sheet and a Word version so you can hack the game yourself, and you can get KNAVE at Drive-Thru RPG at the link below for only $2.99. Also below you'll find links to Dungeon Craft on Facebook and Patreon, where you can get access to my Discord server, extended videos, and my own house rules called Deathbringer. You can also watch more Dungeon Craft videos here. I'll see you soon. May all your rolls be 20s.
Deathbringer again. I like how there are no death saves, or as I call them, tabletop training wheels. To let your friends know you play D&D like a badass, get my t-shirt below. And watch more Dungeon Craft.